Of course, you know we're dealing with a major fire up there. The winds are strong, and it's crucial for everyone to help one another. It's important for people to come together and not worry about personal belongings. Just get out, take your loved ones, and leave. Have you ever imagined a star who once shone brightly on the prestigious red carpet, now struggling in a sea of flames, gasping for air amidst dense black smoke and scorching heat? Eugene Lee or Mark Hamill might have been fortunate enough to escape the wildfire, leaving behind luxurious mansions reduced to ashes. But what about those less fortunate? Desperate footsteps searching for an escape in the suffocating darkness, fragmented cries drowned out by the sound of collapsing trees. Can you hear it? Some tried to make one last call to their loved ones, but all that remained were faint, labored breaths fading into silence. Who were they? Once vibrant figures who lit up the screen, captivating millions of hearts. Yet cruel fate has now turned them into tragic symbols, their stories forever etched in the ashes of sacrifice. Amid the devastating losses, one name stands above all: Dallas Curry, the legendary Hollywood actress. This time, however, she is remembered not for her radiant presence on stage, but for the tragic end of her life in a fierce wildfire. At 95, Dallas Curry passed away in her own home in Altadena, California, as the flames of the Eaton fire consumed not only her life, but also the memories and legacy she had built. On January 7th, the infamous Santa Ana winds, known for their ferocity, swept through Southern California, carrying heat and embers that ignited multiple wildfires across the region. Among them, the Eaton fire emerged as a ferocious beast, destroying hundreds of homes, claiming lives, and leaving countless hearts shattered. In her modest home in Altadena, Dallas Curry had spent nearly 3 decades of her later years finding peace with her family after a brilliant career on screen. Yet that very home became the place where she met her cruel fate. Dallas Kelly, Curry's granddaughter, recounted how her grandmother refused to leave her home when the wildfire broke out. Mama D always believed her home was the safest place, Kelly said tearfully. She had survived so many challenges and was convinced the fire couldn't take her sanctuary. As the Eaton fire spread, Kelly tried desperately to reach her grandmother but received no response. "I called her constantly, sent texts, contacted neighbors, and even prayed she had found safety," she shared. However, all efforts proved futile as the roads into Altadena were blocked by flames and smoke. In despair, Kelly and her family drove around the area, searching tirelessly and visiting evacuation centers, but no one had seen or heard from her grandmother. The sense of helplessness grew as the fire intensified, fueled by the fierce Santa Ana winds that drove temperatures to unbearable levels, rendering firefighting efforts almost impossible. The fire didn't just consume homes, it extinguished hope for those who remained. On January 12th, after 5 days of searching, firefighters confirmed they had found Dallas Curry's remains in the rubble of her home. Kelly and her family were escorted to the scene to identify her, a heart-wrenching moment that Kelly described as indescribable. "The house is now nothing but ashes. Everything is gone except for her beloved blue Cadillac," Kelly said, her voice breaking. What remained was a haunting sight: charred wood fragments, collapsed walls, and the faint shadow of a life once filled with brilliance. The loss of Dallas Curry symbolizes an irreplaceable void left by the wildfire tragedy. However, her story transcends personal loss, serving as a grim reminder of humanity's fragility in the face of nature's immense power and the critical gaps in disaster preparedness and emergency response systems. We begged for help, pleaded for quicker action, but nothing came in time to save my grandmother, Kelly said, her voice trembling with both anger and grief. This fire wasn't just a natural disaster. It was the result of our lack of preparedness and failure to respect nature's power. Though she is gone, Dallas Curry's memory lives on in the hearts of those who loved her. Her family is planning a special memorial to honor her life and legacy. Mama D wasn't just a Hollywood star. She was the heart and soul of our family, an inspiration to everyone who knew her, Kelly shared with the audience. Curry was a symbol of Hollywood's golden age, a woman who overcame countless challenges to become a legend. To her family, she was a gentle grandmother who always put family first and guided them through their darkest times. The passing of Dallas Curry, along with thousands of homes destroyed and lives uprooted, serves as a stark warning that we cannot continue to live without better preparation for such disasters. Wildfires are not merely natural occurrences, but also consequences of climate change and irresponsible environmental management. When I look at the ashes of my grandmother's home, I don't just see loss. I see a wake-up call that we must do better to protect what we hold dear, Kelly shared. Dallas Curry lived a life full of meaning and inspiration. Her passing is a profound loss, but it also stands as a reminder that we must do everything in our power to prevent such tragedies from happening again. Rory Callum Sykes is a deeply moving story of resilience and triumph over adversity, despite his life ending in unforeseen tragedy. A man who battled blindness and cerebral palsy, Rory overcame countless challenges to live a life filled with inspiration and purpose. However, on a fateful day, he became a victim of the catastrophic wildfire in the Palisades area of Southern California, an event that left those who cherished him shocked and heartbroken. Despite enduring so many hardships throughout his life, Rory was unable to overcome the formidable challenge brought forth by nature. Rory's mother, Shelley Sykes, recalled the heartbreaking final moments when she pleaded with her son to move to safety, even as the wildfire drew closer. Rory chose to stay in his home. "This is where all our family memories are. I can't leave it behind," he told his mother before the raging flames engulfed the area. His words, though calm, reflected his steadfastness and deep love for the home and life he had built. As the fire intensified, Shelley sought help. She hurriedly placed her two beloved peacocks in her car and rushed to the nearest fire station. However, upon arriving, firefighters delivered devastating news. It was too late. Their home had been consumed by the flames and Rory was gone. Shelley was in disbelief. Her son, who had overcome so many challenges in life, was now gone forever. The loss was immeasurable, leaving a void that no words could fill. When Shelley returned to the site where their home once stood, she couldn't believe her eyes. Everything had been reduced to ashes. Precious photos, cherished keepsakes, and familiar belongings were all destroyed by the unforgiving flames. Everything she and Rory had built over the years was now a pile of rubble. Yet amidst the profound grief, Shelley found the strength to stand tall. "I will rebuild this house. I will make it better and more beautiful so Rory can rest in peace," she declared with determination. Though the loss was irreparable, Shelley refused to let hope fade. She resolved to continue living and to create a special memorial space to honor her son. For Shelley, Rory would always live on in her heart and in the hearts of those who loved him. Every step she took and every action she made would be a tribute to the courageous and inspiring life Rory had lived. Rory Callum Sykes was a man of extraordinary resilience. From a young age, he faced immense challenges, including blindness and cerebral palsy. His life was a series of grueling battles that demanded exceptional patience and unwavering determination. Though he overcame these daunting illnesses, his journey tragically ended in an unforeseen natural disaster, a catastrophic wildfire in Palisades, Southern California. The home where Rory and his mother had lived for many years was consumed by the flames, erasing 17 acres of their cherished property and countless memories built over the years. Rory's story is not merely one of loss, but a testament to the indomitable human spirit. While his life ended abruptly and with great sorrow, Rory's legacy remains an enduring source of inspiration for all who knew him. He fought not only against his illnesses, but also against life's endless challenges, leaving behind a lasting example of courage and resilience. Beyond his personal battles, Rory was the founder of Happy Charity, an organization he and his mother established to support those less fortunate. Rory viewed each day as an opportunity to bring positivity to the community, using his influence to make meaningful changes in the lives of many. While Rory's life was marked by immense struggles, his final chapter was written by an uncontrollable force of nature. The Palisades wildfire struck mercilessly, reducing his cherished home to rubble. This tragedy serves as a stark reminder of life's unpredictability and the fragile balance between human resilience and the overwhelming power of nature. Some stars, even when faced with the brink of life and death, ultimately overcome their trials. January 7th marked a day Eugene Levy, the renowned star of the hit series Schitt's Creek, will never forget. A fierce wildfire erupted in Pacific Palisades, transforming one of Los Angeles's most prestigious neighborhoods into a wasteland. Levy's $3.9 million home was completely consumed by the flames, but fortunately, he and his family managed to escape unharmed. Levy recalled that on that fateful morning, he woke up to soft sunlight streaming through the curtains, completely unaware that his life would change forever, just hours later. I still remember the aroma of morning coffee and the sound of birds chirping in the garden. No one could have imagined such a devastating disaster would strike so suddenly, Levy shared with the Los Angeles Times. News of the wildfire spread quickly as powerful Santa Ana winds drove the flames beyond control. Levy vividly remembered the moment he received a frantic call from a neighbor shouting, "We have to leave now! The fire is getting close!" Levy and his family hurriedly packed their essential belongings, but stepping outside, they were met with a sky choked with thick black smoke. The once serene streets of Pacific Palisades were now engulfed in chaos. Nothing could have prepared me for that scene. The sky was no longer the sky, it was just smoke and ash, Levy described. The family decided to get in their car and leave the area as quickly as possible. But they soon realized that the congested roads leading out of the neighborhood posed a far greater challenge than expected. We were stuck in a line of cars, stretching for kilometers, with everyone panicking, desperately trying to escape the approaching flames, Levy recounted. Thick smoke obscured visibility to the point where it was impossible to distinguish main roads from exit routes. Cars moved forward inch by inch, and with every passing second, the temperature outside continued to rise. Flames were visibly raging on the hillsides, and each gust of wind seemed to push the fire closer. We didn't know if we'd make it out in time. I looked at my wife and kids. They were trying to stay calm, but their eyes were filled with fear. I felt utterly powerless, Levy said. One of the most terrifying moments, according to Levy, was when he saw a car ahead of them stall in the middle of the jam. The driver, overwhelmed by panic, abandoned the vehicle and fled on foot. At that moment, I thought, what if our car breaks down too? We wouldn't stand a chance, Levy recalled. The flames continued to advance, igniting trees along the roadside, and the intense heat made the car's windshield feel as though it might crack at any moment. He feared the worst. I thought this was the end, I had even prepared myself mentally for that possibility, but just as despair was about to take over, a glimmer of hope appeared. Police and firefighters arrived on the scene, guiding cars to an emergency escape route. Levy expressed profound relief. I have never felt more grateful than when I saw the flashing lights of the fire engines. When we finally turned onto the emergency route, I let out a deep sigh of relief for the first time in hours. I felt like my family and I had a real chance to survive, he said emotionally. After escaping the danger zone, Levy and his family were evacuated to a temporary shelter. It was there that he received the heartbreaking news that their home had been completely destroyed. "We lost everything, every memory, every treasured possession, everything is gone," Levy shared with deep sorrow. Despite the immense loss, Levy felt grateful that his family was safe. "A house can be rebuilt, but life is the most precious thing. I thank heaven we survived," he said. Currently, Levy and his family are staying with friends while planning to rebuild. He has also become actively involved in community relief efforts, providing financial support and resources to families who were less fortunate. "So many people lost loved ones in this fire. I can't imagine their pain. We need to support one another to get through this difficult time," Levy urged. Eugene Levy believes this experience serves as a vital reminder of life's fragility. "We often think disasters happen to others, but this tragedy has shown me that no one is immune to the power of nature," he reflected. Mark Hamill, the legendary star of the Star Wars saga, recently faced a terrifying ordeal as he evacuated his Malibu home amidst devastating wildfires spreading across Los Angeles. Sharing his heartfelt reflections on Instagram, he wrote, "Small fires flared up on both sides of the road as we neared the highway. This is the most horrifying wildfire I've witnessed since 1993. That evening, Mark was at home with his family when an emergency alert from authorities ordered an immediate evacuation. Within minutes, he, his wife, their children, and their beloved pets scrambled to gather essential belongings. We only had time to take the most important things: documents, a few cherished photos, and our dog," he recounted. As they drove away from Malibu, Mark had to navigate through dense smoke and flames just meters away. The scene was harrowing, a vivid reminder of nature's destructive power. Mark described the experience as feeling like a scene from an apocalyptic movie, but without a script or special effects. "The smell of smoke, the crackling sound of fire, and the crimson glow around us. It was all too real. I couldn't believe we were living this moment," Hamill shared. The Pacific Coast Highway, usually renowned for its breathtaking ocean views, had transformed into a nightmare. Fierce winds scattered embers, igniting small fires along the way. "There were moments when I had to stop and assess whether the road ahead was safe to cross," Mark recalled. His wife, Marilou, clutched their dog tightly in the passenger seat, constantly refreshing her phone for updates from firefighters. "It felt like time slowed down. Every second brought a new fear that we might not make it out in time," she shared. The tension and uncertainty made the escape feel endless, a stark reminder of how quickly life can change in the face of nature's fury. For Mark, this wildfire was a poignant reminder of a similar disaster in 1993, when Malibu was also ravaged by flames. "Back then, I was younger, with no family to worry about, but this time, the responsibility of protecting my loved ones made it so much heavier," he admitted. Having called Malibu home for many years, a serene retreat from Hollywood's chaos, Mark was heartbroken to see his sanctuary under threat. "The places I cherish, the roads I love to drive through are now scarred. I can't imagine how long it will take for everything to recover," he said with a heavy heart. Despite the losses, Mark found solace in the bravery of firefighters and first responders. They are the true heroes. While we fled the fire, they charged into it, determined to save whatever they could, he said with deep gratitude. Their courage offered a glimmer of hope amid the devastation, reminding him of humanity's resilience in the face of nature's wrath. Once safe, Hamill took to social media to urge support for relief organizations and families affected by the wildfire. I know how fortunate I am to be here and able to share this story, but not everyone is as lucky. Let's help them, he appealed. Mark's experience also served as a stark reminder of the growing dangers posed by climate change. I'm not a scientist, but I can see that these wildfires are happening more frequently. We need to act before it's too late, he emphasized. The escape from the flames will remain etched in Mark Hamill's memory, not just as a harrowing challenge he overcame, but as a poignant lesson on humanity's fragility against nature. I don't know what the future holds, but I believe we can face it together. Let's turn these tragedies into a call to protect the world we love, he concluded. Amid some of the most devastating wildfires in Los Angeles history, Steve Guttenberg, star of the Police Academy series, emerged as a hero in the chaos. Not only did he fight to escape danger, but he also risked his own safety to assist others in their time of need. On that fateful night, Steve received an urgent alert about an uncontrollable wildfire rapidly approaching his neighborhood on Palisades Drive, a major evacuation route connecting Pacific Palisades to safety. Thousands of residents had already poured onto the road, causing severe congestion. Steve hurried to leave his home, but witnessing the chaos on the road, he realized this was about more than his own survival. I had friends stuck on Palisades Drive who couldn't move because the road was completely jammed, Steve shared during a live broadcast on social media. Instead of focusing solely on escaping, Steve took action. He urged people to leave their car keys in their vehicles if they had to abandon them, explaining that this would allow others like himself to move the cars and clear the way for fire trucks. This is crucial, he emphasized with unwavering determination. Steve then walked along Palisades Drive, venturing into smoke-filled areas illuminated by an ominous red glow, working tirelessly to clear abandoned cars from the road. There were moments when I couldn't see anything because the smoke was so thick, but I knew I had to keep going. Every minute could save a life, he recalled. In those perilous moments, Steve became more than just a survivor. He was a guide, helping others find their way to safety. Forget about personal belongings, save yourselves, and help those around you, he urged. His bravery and selflessness left an indelible mark on everyone who witnessed his actions that night. Steve's actions inspired others to follow suit, creating a ripple effect of mutual support within the community. People came together, setting aside their fears to help clear evacuation routes. The sight of strangers uniting in the face of crisis left a lasting impression on everyone involved. After escaping the danger, Steve continued his efforts by using his platform to rally support for relief initiatives. Think of each other. Help one another get through this. This isn't just a wildfire. It's a reminder of the power of human connection, he emphasized. Steve also expressed profound admiration and gratitude for the firefighters battling the flames. They are the real heroes. Without them, we wouldn't have made it out, he said. His words reflected a deep appreciation for their courage and dedication in the face of unimaginable danger. Steve Guttenberg's story is not just a dramatic escape, but a testament to courage and compassion in the face of adversity. While many prioritized their own safety, Steve confronted the flames to help others. The memory of that night will remain etched in Steve's heart and in the minds of those who witnessed his bravery. Let this tragedy not be just a painful memory, Let's use it as motivation to build a better future together, he urged. His actions are a powerful reminder of the importance of solidarity during the darkest times. Amid the chaos of the Pacific Palisades wildfire, Steve Guttenberg became a beacon of hope and humanity. James Woods, an Oscar-nominated actor, faced one of the most perilous moments of his life when a wildfire spread to his neighborhood. He experienced firsthand the harsh realities of survival as he and his family were forced to evacuate in the dead of night. Before the fire struck, Woods had meticulously prepared to safeguard his home against the threat of wildfires. On his personal account, he shared, "We cleared all the brush, built escape routes on the hillside, and installed a remote-controlled sprinkler system. I hoped these efforts would make a difference. However, despite adhering strictly to fire safety regulations, the wildfire defied all preventative measures. The flames advanced relentlessly, consuming everything in their path. Woods and his family had no choice but to leave their home immediately, abandoning their efforts to protect it." James Woods described the harrowing evacuation journey on his personal account. In the darkness, thick black smoke enveloped the area, making driving extremely hazardous. Flames danced along the roadside, advancing as if intent on cutting off every escape route. "We didn't have much time. I could see the massive flames, and it felt like they were chasing our car," Woods recalled. On the highway leading out of the danger zone, he encountered long traffic jams as thousands of others also tried to flee. Woods not only worried for his own safety, but also kept his social media followers updated on the unfolding situation. He shared images of the encroaching flames and urged people to evacuate immediately. "Don't take any risks by staying. Leave while you still can," he wrote, sounding a critical warning amid the chaos. Amid the danger, Woods did not hesitate to voice his opinions on politics and environmental issues. When criticized for his skepticism about climate change, he responded firmly, blaming local authorities for poor management. "This isn't a climate issue, it's a management issue," he stated. Additionally, Woods revealed that a major insurance company had canceled all policies in his area just months before the wildfire. "We did everything we could to protect our home, but the larger system abandoned us in our most critical hour," he added bitterly. As the fire spread at a terrifying pace, fueled by winds reaching up to 100 miles per hour, Woods and his family managed to escape the danger zone. However, he couldn't shake his concern for neighbors still trapped. "I know many families haven't managed to leave yet. Every passing minute there is a gamble with their lives," Woods shared, his voice heavy with worry and frustration. After surviving the disaster, James Woods continued to use his platform to raise awareness about the severity of California wildfires. He also spoke candidly about what he believed to be the root causes of the crisis. "We need to change how we manage forests and water resources. This isn't the first time, and it certainly won't be the last," he asserted. While his comments sparked controversy, there is no denying that Woods faced the disaster with remarkable determination and adaptability. From his thorough preparations and timely updates to leading his family out of harm's way, he demonstrated resilience in the face of adversity. As the flames died down, the lessons from that harrowing night lingered not only for Woods, but for everyone who witnessed the event. It was more than just a wildfire. It was a stark reminder of humanity's fragility against nature and the urgent need for change before it's too late. Amid the pain and loss endured by many residents, other stories garnered attention and even sparked outrage. Celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Sylvester Stallone and Kevin Hart faced criticism for allegedly wasting water resources while others struggled to combat the devastating wildfires. These stories highlight societal inequities and serve as a reminder of the importance of resilience and responsibility during times of crisis. They provide valuable lessons about fairness and accountability, urging collective awareness and action in the face of shared challenges. Kim Kardashian, renowned for her lavish lifestyle and immense wealth, faced heavy public criticism following reports that she had excessively overused water resources. While California grappled with a severe water shortage due to prolonged drought, the star was reported to have exceeded her water allocation by over 232,000 gallons. Kardashian resides in a $60 million mansion in the Oaks, an exclusive gated community near wildfire hotspots. Her water usage violated California's strict conservation regulations, even though she had installed water-saving devices. Despite these measures, public outrage persisted, condemning her for wasting a precious resource while many others struggled with natural disasters. Her actions serve as a stark reminder of the injustices ordinary people face. While celebrities like Kardashian can easily pay fines due to their financial privilege, working-class individuals lack such luxuries. Her behavior underscores the societal inequities that allow the wealthy to squander resources with minimal consequences, highlighting the broader issues of accountability and fairness in times of crisis. Another high-profile figure, Sylvester Stallone, also faced criticism for violating water conservation regulations. Like Kardashian, Stallone resides in a luxurious California neighborhood and was reported to have overused water, incurring hefty fines while other residents faced strict restrictions on watering their plants. His actions reflected a disregard for regulations and a lack of accountability. However, Stallone's story took a dramatic turn as he confronted the imminent threat of the wildfires. Like many others, he found himself in grave danger as his home was at risk of being engulfed by flames within hours. Once criticized for wasting water, Stallone now faced the fear and chaos of protecting his family and property from nature's wrath. In moments like these, even celebrities like Stallone, despite their wealth and influence, became powerless, unable to control the overwhelming chaos. His experience highlighted the universal vulnerability of humanity in the face of natural disasters, underscoring that no amount of privilege can shield anyone from the fury of nature. Kevin Hart, a renowned comedian and successful Hollywood star, also faced allegations of water waste during California's ongoing drought crisis. While enjoying a wealthy and comfortable lifestyle, Hart's actions drew criticism for appearing insensitive to less fortunate residents struggling with water shortages. However, unlike some others, Hart quickly recognized the importance of conservation and took steps to address the issue. He installed water-saving systems in his home and became involved in campaigns promoting the preservation of natural resources. By acknowledging his actions and actively working toward change, Hart demonstrated a willingness to adapt and take responsibility, setting an example for others in positions of influence to contribute positively during times of crisis. Although Hart's efforts were modest, they reflected his awareness and commitment to the community. While Hart was not directly impacted by the wildfires, he was deeply affected emotionally as he witnessed the devastation faced by Californians. His experience was not one of personal loss, but rather a profound sense of helplessness as he watched his community confront a disaster beyond their control. Unable to save everyone, Hart channeled his influence to advocate for support and relief for those in need, demonstrating solidarity and compassion during a time of widespread hardship. As the public criticized celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Sylvester Stallone, and Kevin Hart for wasting resources during the wildfire crisis, The backlash extended beyond individual actions, exposing a deeper societal inequity. Wealthy individuals who can afford private firefighting services or pay fines for violating regulations often face fewer direct consequences from natural disasters. Meanwhile, ordinary citizens, despite diligently adhering to water conservation rules, lack the means to safeguard their homes against nature's wrath. As wildfires ravage communities, the ability to hire private services to protect one's property highlights a glaring disparity, underscoring how privilege can shield the wealthy from the full impact of such catastrophes. Stars like Stallone, Kardashian, and Hart can afford these services, while others struggle with evacuation or face the heartbreaking loss of a lifetime's worth of belongings. This disparity underscores the deep divide between the wealthy and the less privileged. The affluent enjoy access to superior means of protecting their properties, while the less fortunate, even when diligently adhering to regulations and conserving resources, are left vulnerable and unprepared to safeguard themselves and their families in the face of disasters. This glaring inequity highlights the broader societal challenges of resource distribution and disaster preparedness, emphasizing the need for systemic changes to ensure fairness and resilience for all. After the devastating wildfires, what remained were ruins and scars too deep to heal. Lavish mansions and priceless possessions were reduced to ashes in an instant. However, the true pain did not lie merely in the loss of material wealth, but in the overwhelming sense of helplessness, the realization that no amount of money or power could stand against the fury of nature. In the end, as the flames subsided, the survivors of this catastrophe were left to confront a new reality, one filled with challenges they had never imagined. Their resilience would be tested not only by rebuilding their lives, but also by the enduring emotional weight of the disaster.